Hi everyone, welcome back to Sea Star Yoga. So I've changed the location and we're going to work on different kinds of videos. So just notice what the title is for the video that you're watching, because I'm going to focus on gentle yoga, chair yoga, slow flow sequences. I'll be specific enough in the title of the video so that you'll know what it's about. Just thinking about expanding the repertoire a little bit, trying to create a little something for everyone. But for today, this video is focused on gentle yoga. We're going to use the mat and be standing as well. Do some breath work and just enjoy. So I wish you well at this time and welcome again to Sea Star Yoga. And let's begin our practice. Come into a comfortable seat and just start to focus on your breath. The inhalation, the exhalation, any comfortable seat that works well for you. Again, as we did in the last class, feel free to use a pillow to sit on if that helps. And let's come into our breathing, the inhalation and the exhalation, and just focus on our breath. Just notice how the breath feels as it moves in and out of your lungs. And one of the simplest ways to attune to the breath is to notice that the rhythm of it reminds us of the rise and fall. The rise and fall, like the crashing of the waves on the beach. And as you feel yourself settling into your breath, just notice how your body begins to adjust itself in its seat. Feel the way your weight is distributed between the right and left side of the body. Feel the way your shoulders are positioned and feel the positioning of the head. Just making slight adjustments here and there to create space, to feel more space in your body, less contraction. Moving further now into the breathing and going into the diaphragmatic breath. So let your lower belly relax. Let the area below your navel relax. And with your next inhalation, let the breath expand there first. And then into your mid and upper chest afterward, the 3-part breath. Exhale, simply release it back toward the spine. And again, inhaling from the lower belly into the mid and upper chest. And as you exhale, just allow it to release back toward the spine. Inhaling and exhaling this way. Just follow the rhythm of your breath. And allow yourself to breathe diaphragmatically. And just continue to breathe with the diaphragmatic breath. And as you do so, bring your body into a movement that's more organic in nature, less structured, or less instructed. So as you continue with your diaphragmatic breathing, start to move your body in simple ways. Little turning side to side, or even leaning side to side, or a combination of elements. There is no wrong way. If you see and can sense the center of your body is the axis, from that we move the body from that axis point in several ways. Turning, forward bending, back bending. Circular movements, what are called circumduction. So just a little movement here, little movement there. And again, less structure, just feel your body move in space. Feel your body move in space. May even just be a simple rocking side to side. Sometimes it just takes time for us to awaken into our bodies in the physical sense, in the movement sense. So at first, especially today, it may just be that you want to rock a little bit. And bringing yourself into that diaphragmatic breathing in combination with the movement. So continuing with your diaphragmatic breath, inhaling into the lower belly, mid, upper chest, as you move, as you move. And then eventually we all come back to a seat. And again, inhaling, lower belly, mid, upper chest, exhale, we release the breath back toward the spine. And now in a more structured way, let's do a little asana in combination with our breathing. So as we inhale, let the right palm turn up, start to lift the right arm out to the side, and come into a side bend. And take your time as the body evolves into it, especially the structure of the rib cage, the intercostal muscles between the ribs. Give it time to open. And then maybe walking the other hand out a little bit and expanding outward into the side in your side bend. But again, depending on how you feel, it may be better here. One more deep breath. Diaphragmatic breathing. Exhaling out. And then as you inhale, lifting the arm up and releasing, and we'll go to the other side, simply from the left side now. Breathing in, breathing out. And then inhale, guide the arm back up and release. Bring your hands to your lap. Feel the weight distribution between the right and left side of the body, your sitting bones, your pelvis, your hips. Let's come into cat and dog tilt. So taking a deep inhalation, 3-part breath. And as we exhale, start to move into that familiar cat tilt, rounding of the back. Allowing the opening, the lengthening of the spine to be gradual. And then inhale, start to lift, unfurl, draw your shoulders back, lift your chin forward and up, open your throat, open your chest, and come into the dog tilt. So back and forth with your breathing. Every time we exhale, we come into the cat. And every time we inhale, we evolve into the dog tilt. Deep inhalation and open your heart center into that dog tilt. All the muscles across your chest wall. And exhale into the cat tilt. Once more we move this way, but as we do it, let's take our arms out to the sides or even behind us and really expand into that dog tilt. And as we exhale, walk the arms forward and come into the cat tilt. Once more this way, expand into the dog tilt. And as we exhale, come into the cat tilt. And then inhale, slowly come up. And release. Take a deep diaphragmatic breath. And exhale. Let's come out of our seat and onto our hands and knees for spinal balance. We come through what is tabletop, so creating the shape of a table with our body. Heels of our hands directly under our shoulders, hands shoulder width apart, knees under our hips, hip width apart, evenly distributing the weight. And let's do a little cat and dog tilt here. So as we inhale, expanding through that sternum, drawing the shoulders back, head forward, and just determine how much of the face lift feels good for you. Directly connected to neck movement. And as we exhale, rounding the back and let the head come down. Allow for traction there in the neck. And again, as we move, inhaling into the dog tilt. And exhaling into the cat tilt. So back and forth with your breath one more time. And then inhale and bring your back into a neutral position, the natural S-curve of your spine. Coming into spinal balance, we'll start with our right leg first. So take your right leg, lengthen it back in space, tuck the toes under just to give yourself a little hamstring stretch, a little into the calf, the gastrocnemius. And then with your next inhalation, diaphragmatic breath, lift the leg up. And as you exhale, left arm forward. And now create these distinct lines of movement through your left fingers and right toes in opposite directions. Lengthening out equally helps to maintain balance. So equal distribution of effort in both limbs will actually help stabilize you. And stay with your diaphragmatic breathing. Right palm down, fingers open. Let the weight distribute through the entire right hand, up through the arm, into the shoulder. One more deep breath here. And exhale, release. do our first child's pose, Balasana. Bringing the toes together, knees together or knees apart, depending on how the stretch feels. So with the knees wider, you'll feel it more in the hips, knees together more in the back. And just slowly allow your body to reach back, hips back toward the heels of your feet. If it's difficult to get the head down to the floor, use a block, use a pillow, a rolled up towel under your forehead, or use your hands. Take one more deep breath here. And then as you breathe, that diaphragmatic inhalation, start to lift your head, walk the body forward, and let's do spiral balance on the other side. So it is your left leg, tucking the toes under, nice stretch again, through the hamstring, through the calf. And then we'll inhale, lift the leg. And exhale, right arm releases forward and breathe. Inhaling, exhaling, that same projection of energy through your fingers and toes. Equal distribution of effort in both limbs will keep you balanced. Let's take one more deep diaphragmatic breath here. Inhaling. And we'll exhale and release. Maintaining tabletop, just rock from side to side through your hips. And we'll start to focus our attention to coming to our feet. Different ways in which this can be done and demonstrated. So if you don't wish to do downward dog, you can walk right foot forward, tuck left toes under, step forward, keep your back straight, knees bent, and come up this way and come into a standing. But for those who wish to do downward dog, walk the knees back, a little bit behind the hip, a few inches. Tuck the toes under, create a little accentuation in the lumbar back, so a little bit of a bend there, draw the shoulders away from your ears, start to lift your hips up, and you can play with that leg lengthening. Downward dog does not have to be with straight legs, particularly if you have tightness in your hip and shoulder girdle, and tight hamstrings will only cause rounding of the back, so keep a slight bend of the knee. Otherwise, if you feel comfortable, you can work to that straight leg position, lengthening the spine, breathing in, breathing out, and holding for a couple breaths here. So we're either standing in Tadasana or we're in downward dog. One more breath. And then for those in down dog, taking step forward, the same idea, keeping a slight bend at the knee and coming to a standing. Tadasana. So let's come into Tadasana. One of the simplest poses in yoga practice, what we call mountain pose. Tadasana is this. And it's best experienced through anatomic position with the palms of the hands forward, because it helps to release the shoulders back and expand across here, prevent the slumping back posture. Feet hip width apart. Diaphragmatic breathing, 3-part breath. And just enjoy the art of standing that we bipedals take for granted, because we do it all the time, but do it this way. Close your eyes. Feel the nature of standing itself. Notice the multitude of muscles that need to work to keep you on your feet. because standing on your feet is a form of balance. Again, you take it for granted. So feel your toes spread. Feel the weight distribution through the balls of your feet and the heels of your feet. Feel your calf muscles contract to hold the weight all the way up past the knee into the thighs, the quadriceps, the hamstrings. Muscles working in multitude to keep you standing. Right up into your hips, into your waistline, into your torso. And again, that sense of shoulders drawing slightly back and down. Head level with the floor so that the chin is parallel to the floor itself. And a slight drawing back of the ears. Feel that essence of plumb line, the spinal column in your body. And take a deep breath. And exhale it out. And that is standing. Let's step our legs out. We're going to come into Trikonasana first, triangle pose. And traditionally, Trikonasana is about a 3 to 3.5 foot spread, but always the sense of stability first. As we move, we're going to go in this direction, which is to my right, turning my right foot out 90 degrees from the hip. So my leg, the entirety of it, turns out from the hip. Toes point 90 degrees out to the side. My back leg turns in through the foot. And my right heel draws a straight line back to the mid-arch of my back foot. That helps to establish the hips forward position. You'll notice immediately your body's operating in different planes. This is where it facilitates the opening in the body, and you can feel it. Now let's add the arms. Now we create great expanse. So the whole body is playing a part in this pose, in different directions, even the head. Taking a deep inhalation and using a little imagination. There's an object just beyond my right hand as I reach for it gently in an upward slope. And then start to let the body tilt from that right hip down to the leg. So the hand should come to rest where it will without causing any forward collapse of the torso, the shoulders, and so forth. We want to keep that side line. The opposite arm comes up, but if that's uncomfortable, we know we can reach it out to the side, hand on the hip, arm alongside. Particularly if there's any issue with the shoulder, injury, and so forth, then we're aware of modifications we can make. And just breathe. The head can look down, can look to the side, or tuck the chin and look up. But the idea is to place the body in a way that really facilitates the opening and the continuation of breath. And it should be calming and not stressful. It should be opening and expanding and not contracting. That's the spirit and the energy behind the asana, always. Breathing in, breathing out. And stay with your breath. Now as we inhale, we slowly come up and use a lot of energy in the legs to maintain stability. Exhale, release the arms. And the toes come forward. Let's walk in toe, heel, toe, heel. Coming back to mountain pose, little hip rolling. Just think of these as micro asanas, the in-betweens. And you go from one side of the pose to the other. Breathing in and breathing out. Stepping out one more time. We'll go to the other side. So now my left leg turns out 90 degrees. My right leg turns in, and it's emanating from that hip socket. Aligning heel to back mid-arch for the hips so they can face forward. And inhale the arms out to the sides. Again, the imagination of reaching, lengthening, and moving with that sense of opening the space. If you feel tightness somewhere or resistance in the body, instead of an immediate reaction, take a deep breath. Deep diaphragmatic breath, and notice what starts to happen. The body responds to your breathing, and then you start to sense change. One more deep breath here. And then we'll inhale and slowly come up, strong legs. And exhale, release the arms. Turn the feet forward, and let's walk it in, toe, heel, toe, heel. Again, here you can stretch the arms out. Nice Urdhva Hastasana, upward mountain. Exhale, release the arms down in front of you. And we'll step out a little further this time. Further than you were before. Traditionally, Virabhadrasana 2, what we call Warrior 2, is closer to a 4-foot spread. But again, just to where it works. Let's go back to this side. Same foot positioning as before. Turning my right foot out and my left foot in. It's right here in the hip. Hips forward, torso forward, face. Opening here. Inhale, out through the arms. Feel the lengthening out. And as you exhale, start to bend the knee. Breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. And the final piece is a twist. But it's emanating from the cervical spine, from the neck. So we slowly start to turn our head and look over our shoulder. But you don't have to. If it bothers you for any reason, then look forward. Breathing in, breathing out, and staying with your diaphragmatic breath. Take one more deep breath here. Inhale, slowly straighten the leg, and exhale, release. Toes forward. Then you remember, from the last asana, you can walk your feet in, do some hip rolls, some stretching, upward if you want to, or just move over to the other side. Eventually you'll come to the other side of the body. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale, bending the knee, and coming into Warrior 2 on the other side. With or without the turn of the head. Staying centered in the body and staying present. So the arms might be stretching into the future or stretching into the past. But the core of the body is right in the present, right here, right now. One more deep breath. And then inhale, straighten the knee. Exhale, release the arms. Walk the feet forward and take it in toe, heel, toe, heel. Let's do a little Surya Namaskar with the arms. Bringing our hands into Anjali Mudra. Mudras are hand seals. We also call it prayer pose in English. And it's the first element of Surya Namaskar sun salutations. Take a deep diaphragmatic inhalation. And as you exhale, slowly bow your head, scoop the chin forward and down. Inhaling, slowly lifting the head, arms come down, release out to the sides and up. So we're abducting the arms. If for any reason this is uncomfortable for the shoulders, take your arms forward and up instead. And exhale, release. Let's do that again. Inhale to the prayer. Exhale, bow the head. So as we release the arms, if out to the side is too much, take the arms forward and up. And you can take them forward and down as well. There are variations of movement you can do. Who says there isn't? Taking a deep inhalation to the lungs. And exhale, bow the head. So whatever variation you wish, inhaling and exhaling. Let's do 3 more. Anjali Mudra. Exhale, bow the head. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more. Exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. Anjali Mudra. Exhale, bow the head. Inhale the arms. And exhale, release. So we're going to make our way back down to the mat once again. If you're not feeling like you want to do Uttanasana today, which is forward fold, then I will show you a variation. But for those who wish to do Uttanasana, standing forward fold, feet together or feet hip width apart, I like to come into the prayer pose first, gather a lot of breath and a lot of movement and energy behind it. Exhale, bow the head. And inhale, release the arms down, out, and up. Exhaling, coming into the standing forward fold. Keeping a slight bending of the knees so as not to round the back and overstretch from the tissue or the cushions between the vertebrae that don't need to be stretched that way. And just being here, breathing here, holding here, slightly bend. And over time, the muscles start to release more and the legs can lengthen more, always approaching it from the standpoint of this awareness. And for those who don't wish to do this, as you come down, keep more of a knee bend so that the knees are right over the ankles, coming into Utkatasana. Fierce pose. And maintaining this instead of coming into that standing forward fold. And showing you from the side, you keep that nice lengthened back position. And again, any discomfort in the shoulders, you can go wider out with the arms, hands on the hips, holding here for 1 more breath, either in this pose, chair, what we call Utkatasana, or Uttanasana, standing forward fold. 1 more deep breath. And then together we'll all bring our arms down, palms, hands touching the mat, more bend to the knee to get 1 foot back, and then the other, and come back down to a seat. Back to a seated position. Breathing in, breathing out. And let's just take a few deep diaphragmatic breaths here.